So, my boss grows his own Carolina Reapers. For those of you who don't know what those are, they're the world's hottest pepper. Or at least they were up until most recently, but we didn't know this at the time. A Carolina Reaper has a Scoville scale unit of about 1.6 million to 2.2 million. On average, it's about 2 million, as far as I know. But what exactly does that mean, for those of you who don't know what a Scoville actually is? Or rather, what it represents. Let me put it to you this way. Your standard bell pepper registers 0 on the Scoville scale. A banana pepper is about 100 to 900. Tabasco pepper is around 30,000 to 50,000. And a habanero chili is about 100,000 to 350,000. So you guys should have at least had one of those at some point in your life, and that should put things into perspective. Up to the point that the Carolina Reaper came out, the ghost pepper was actually the hottest at 1 million Scovilles. Then the Carolina Reaper came out and doubled that. The ghost pepper, I believe, is actually the hottest naturally occurring pepper. That is, it's just grown out in the wild. The Carolina Reaper, on the other hand, was man-made. It was actually created by combining a ghost pepper with a red habanero. So, what does a ghost pepper look like? Well, it looks like this. I actually took a picture of this pepper, the one that my boss brought into work, and put it next to a pen, just to give you guys a little perspective on size. It's not all that big, as you can tell. But this then leads to the question, why am I talking about a Carolina Reaper? Well, because my boss and I are both big fans of spicy food. And during one of our team meetings, he decided to make what he called death chicken. Now, he made one batch which was just grilled chicken with some buffalo sauce on it. Just standard buffalo sauce, a little spicy, nothing too major. But then he also made another one with some sort of sauce additive. Now, a lot of hot sauce additives are actually in sauce form. This was a crystal. I'm not sure what it was, but he believed it was supposed to be upwards of what a Carolina Reaper was supposed to have been. Turns out we actually did some research and we found out we were kind of gypping ourselves. It was only about 600,000 Scovilles. So we thought we were ingesting chicken that was over 1 million Scovilles when in fact it was just a little more than half that. So he set out on a mission to grow his own Carolina Reapers, which is exactly what he did. He purchased the pods, which he was able to cultivate seeds from, planted them, and ended up growing them all himself. He actually tried one that fell off the stem before it was completely ripe, and he said it was really hot. But it wasn't anything that he couldn't handle. So we talked about it, and I told him that the very first Carolina Reaper that fully ripens with him, I will split with him and we will eat together at work one day. Now, we were going to do this in the middle of our team meeting, so we would have everyone there, not only to watch us, but also to make sure that if anything went wrong, that we would be well protected. Because every one of us at work is CPR, first aid, and AED certified. Not that we thought it would actually get to that point, but we just wanted to be safe anyway. Well, for multiple reasons, the meeting hasn't happened, but we still decided to consume the Reaper anyway. Because as promised, when the first Reaper ripened, we decided to eat it. So how did it go? Well, see for yourself.
Okay, pick one. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
Pilot is in reset.
Where's the look on his face?
That's hot. Mm-hmm. That's hot.
Alright, I got it down.
Get it down. Okay, I'm down.
Alright. This is definitely hot.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Great, I'm starting to drool. Alright.
That's hot.
Yep. Alright. Okay.
I got a booger coming out of my nose.
Not yet. No, you're good. Oh, saliving. Excess saliva. Oh, God. Yeah. I'm about to start spitting too. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I need it.
Swallow just makes it worse. Oh, God. All right.
Oh. Oh shit.
Never knew milk tastes like barbecue.
Oh shit. It's getting worse.
Wow. Damn it. Now it's moving to the back of my throat.
Come on. That's not helping.
I think the bread's actually making it worse.
Oh, fuck.
Breathing makes it worse. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Oh, not good.
This is stupid.
Yeah. Life lesson for everyone watching this video right now.
Yeah.
Don't do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, God. I think it's going away. No, maybe no. Nope, there it goes. There it is.
Stuff going away. It's hard to swallow.
Oh, breathing makes it worse. Oh, God. Well, at least I don't feel like I'm going to be sick. At least not yet, anyway.
No, I don't feel like that yet. Oh, fuck.
All right. I think it's dissipating.
I don't think so.
No, not yet. Okay. No good?
No good. Don't do that. I have never eaten anything that hot in my life.
Oh, God. It's not even heat. It's pain. Oh, God.
Yeah, there's nothing good about that.
No. People do this shit for fun, too.
That was not fun.
Oh, God.
I'm clear from Somaliland.
Good. Good to know.
All right, turn that shit off. Turn that shit off. This isn't funny.
Yeah, about that well. I know there have been other YouTubers that have done the Carolina Reaper challenge and, been, more successful and but also more over the top with their reactions than I have. As I said, I'm a big fan of spicy food. Like, there's very few spices out there that can really get me going. And the Reaper itself, while I was able to maintain my composure, it got me pretty hard. In all honesty, the reactions that you see some YouTubers give, that's a pretty genuine reaction. Is it overplayed by some of them? Maybe. But for some, maybe not. It's very difficult to describe what it was like eating the Reaper outside of what you guys have seen in the video. The best way I can say is that it wasn't even spice. There was no flavor whatsoever behind it. You just were chewing on something that created this intense burning. It almost felt like a chemical burn, like not even heat. It just was completely unnatural. Prior to eating it, we actually smelt the pepper, and a lot of the descriptions of a Carolina Reaper is that it has a certain aroma to it. This had no aroma. It's hard to describe it because you knew you were smelling something, like you were actually getting something wafting into your nostrils, but it had no scent to it. And then eating it, it was just absolutely miserable. There was no pleasure taken out of this whatsoever. There was no flavor. There was nothing good about eating this thing. The burning was so intense that when I was drinking the milk tasted like it had a barbecue flavor to it. It was not milk. And these were cold, cartons of milk that we had just taken out of the cafeteria with us. And it felt like I was drinking room temperature milk. That's how badly my mouth was burning. The video only shows about the first 5 or 6 minutes of what happens, but the entire ordeal actually lasted upwards of 10 minutes. And when I say that part lasted 10 minutes, I literally mean from the point where we chewed the peppers, we swallowed, and then the burning sensation was enough that we could handle it. For me, I chewed it initially very close to the front of my mouth, on the off chance I might end up spitting it out. Unfortunately, though, I got myself to the point where I had eaten enough of it, chomped it up enough, that I basically convinced myself, no, you've already gotten this far, you have to swallow it, which is what I did. The downside is that the burning sensation transitioned very slowly. So it began here in the front of my mouth and slowly worked its way back to the back of my mouth, into my throat, and then slowly down. And even for about a half hour later or so, I still had this painful sensation right here. I don't want to say that it felt like my throat was bleeding, but I could feel my throat swollen and pulsating and in just a lot of pain. Talking was probably the worst thing you could do because even the slightest amount of breathing, whatever it was, the air moving over your tongue and your mouth and through your throat, it just made the sensation so much worse. The milk was really the only thing that happened. People have said, drink milk, eat bread, have yogurt. The bread seemed to make things worse. You saw my boss's reaction to the yogurt. The milk was really the only thing that did anything. And the downside is that, we basically chugged 3 or 4 cartons of milk, and then you have all that milk sitting in your stomach with the Carolina Reaper sitting in there as well, and then you've got the sensation of being sick. Thankfully, neither one of us got sick. I think if that was the case, I would never go anywhere near anything like that again. But yeah, 24 hours later, we're actually doing pretty well. Neither one of us feel any pain whatsoever. Like I said, the initial burn only lasted about 10 minutes, but it still sat in our stomachs for multiple hours after that. I think it was probably about 5 hours after I had eaten it where I actually felt brave enough to try, a couple pieces of bread. My friends and I actually had Friendsgiving dinner that night too. So I felt really bad because first of all, I showed up late because I was at work. And then on top of it, people were like, oh, come on, eat. There's plenty of food. There's so many leftovers. And I couldn't eat because I had this sensation in my stomach that I couldn't tell if I was hungry or if I was going to be sick because my body just didn't know what to do with the Reaper at that point. The really shitty part about this whole thing is that the reason why we wanted to eat this Reaper is so that we could, scratch something off of our bucket list. Not that we really have a bucket list, but that we could be able to say to people, yeah, I've eaten a Carolina Reaper. I was able to handle it. I didn't puke. I didn't get sick. I was perfectly fine. No problem. Then my boss decided to do some research, and we found out something really shitty. The Carolina Reaper is no longer the world's hottest pepper, and apparently hasn't been for a little while. We just didn't know. This is what is known as an HP 56 death strain. It's a newly created pepper that actually registers almost 3 million on the Scoville unit scale. So again, going back to what I was saying about putting things in perspective, the Carolina Reaper was twice as hot as the ghost pepper. Now we have one that's 1.5 times the heat of a Carolina Reaper. I'm telling you right now, I'm going nowhere near this pepper. The Reaper was bad enough. I don't want to imagine what 50% more heat, more pain is like on top of it. Like the sensation that I had in my mouth and in my throat, it felt like I was sucking on some sort of medical instrument that had just been cleansed and sterilized, and I was getting a chemical burn on my mouth and in my throat. I don't even want to imagine what the death strain would do to me. Yeah, so that was my Saturday. What did you guys do? But yeah, so I'm here. I'm still alive, thank God. I'm in no pain. Everything is all over and done with. And that was just such a miserable experience. I'm telling you right now, like I said, I have the bragging rights to be able to say that I've done it. I'm never doing it again. There was nothing good about that experience. And any of you that want to try it, by all means, go ahead. Some of you may end up getting sick and puking. Who knows? It all depends on how your body and your system work. Know your limits, though. So if you feel like that's something that's going to happen if you try to eat one of these Reapers, then stay away from them. It's not a fun experience in and of itself. And then getting sick on top of it and bringing that pepper back up again, no. I'm good. Whatever you guys want to do, that's fine. That's all on you. I'm not touching another one of those again. Although now it makes me wonder if I would actually be okay having a ghost pepper now because I've experienced the Reaper. I don't know. Oh well, like the song says, don't fear the Reaper. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked what you've seen and heard, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And having said all that, I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.